York to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Great conversation with Styles P and Havoc last week. It's on our YouTube page, Hot 97's YouTube page. But shout to Havoc for just being open with us and sharing his pain and emotion and associated with the loss of Prodigy. And it was his first time kind of talking publicly, I think. And Styles P and Havoc have a new album called Wreckage Manor that you should all go check out. I think it's like 10 or 11 songs, well produced, tight.
Yeah, it's dope, man.
Bars, beats.
I went through it this weekend. It's got a lot of joints on there, man.
Yeah, man, it's well done. And anyway, during the conversation, Rosenberg brought up, we just started talking about Mobb Deep records and different things.
I don't know why I asserted this at that. I don't know what we were talking about.
You could argue reasonably that Shook Ones is the most New York hip-hop song ever made. There's nothing that defines New York hip-hop more than Shook Ones. That is in the conversation.
What defines to people who don't live in New York?
To everyone. You hear it and you go, oh, that's what New York sounds like.
I can give you two records.
Definitely.
I can give you two records, right? Money, Power, Respect, and Shook Ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about Money, Power, Respect every day.
Every day.
Every day. I think Money, Power, Respect is the most perfect song ever made. What is the record that is associated with that New York sound? And not to us that live here in New York, but to people around the world, or maybe in your travels when people are talking about, yo, that's that New York sound right there. What song do you think people think of when they live in other places around the globe? When they think about New York?
Because I assert the answer is clear. The answer is Shook Ones. That's how this started. The answer to me is Shook Ones. There's no sound of a record that could make someone think New York more than Shook Ones. But I put it up on my Instagram, Rosenberg Radio, and the people have a lot of strong opinions about this, bro.
Yep. Let's go to Michael. Go to Michael, Shawnee. Michael.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Thanks for joining the program. What song do you think it is?
Oh, man. For me, I was born and raised in L.A. Well, first of all, guys, I want to say big fan. My kids listen to you. My wife listens to you also. Thank you guys for doing what you do every morning. I had to call in. I had to call in because, my number one song to me, I was born and raised in L.A. I live in New York now. I live in the Bronx. And to me, it's Melly Mel, Furious 5, and The Message.
Yo, man, how old are you, man?
I'm 44.
44.
That's young to think that.
I'm 44. I may have been maybe 8, 9, 10 when I heard that song, but when I listened to that song, I felt what Melly Mel was going through. He painted a picture for me of what New York was.
Now you're right. You're absolutely right. But I think the song predates the regional nature of hip hop in a way. You know what I'm saying?
There was almost only one region.
It was only New York, it felt like, at the time, really making this record. What year is this, Rosenberg?
80.
Is 80?
I think it's 80.
I was going to say 81, 82.
Oh, man, I must have been a lot younger, but that was it. That was it for me. And now that I live in the Bronx, I'm like, man.
82, yeah. Let's go to Ariel. Let's go to Ariel. Let's see what she has to say. Ariel, what's the song outside of New York where people think like this is the record that sounds like New York to me? Which one do you think it is?
I say Welcome to New York City by Cam and Jay.
Welcome to New York City, Cam and Jay.
Not outside New York, I don't think.
You don't think? Why do you say that? Why do you say that, Rosenberg?
This is a New York record. I don't think outside of New York this rang like that.
You don't think people are thinking about this song to even mention it?
I don't think so.
Outside of New York. Because that's the other part you got to factor in. You got to factor in if you're in Texas somewhere, are they thinking about this song? They even know this song.
This song is more like a New York.
Thanks,
song to
Ariel.
celebrate New York. New Yorkers
Right.
celebrate New York to this song.
Yeah. Turn this up.
Cam, Young Hov is definitely in the building. Brooklyn, Harlem World.
Look at the New York City.
Damon.
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you think outside
Hello.
of New York City? What's the song people are thinking of when they think of the quintessential New York song?
To me, honestly, well, before I answer, I just want to say
I'm a big fan of the show. I listen almost every day when I get the chance.
Thanks,
you guys
Damon.
are
We
good.
appreciate that. Love, man. That's love,
Yeah.
brother. What you think they thinking of, man?
My answer I think is Juicy by Biggie.
Okay.
Yo, thanks, Damon. That's what Cass One says.
Yeah.
Cass One says this song is the song that if you ask anybody outside of New York.
Yeah, I think it's Juicy by far.
Thank you, Damon. Thanks for your phone call.
I hear the argument, but this isn't it for me.
Right. Yeah, for you, but I'm telling you, like, when you ask the average
All I can say is for
person
me.
out there, and they'll say, listen, they'll be able to sing you the song word for word. It's a New York artist, New York drums. Of course, it's a universal song. Everybody knows it.
That's the point to me. This song supersedes all of it.
Now, Cash, you say because of the drums, the rhymes. Bring that down, Shawnee. And what else are people associating with New York? And the storytelling.
Drums, the rhymes, the storytelling. One of the biggest New York artists of all time. The singability, you can relate to the song. And I'm just saying, obviously it's not the song that us New Yorkers would be like, yo, this exemplifies New York, but it's one of the ones that everybody goes, oh, New York, yeah. Hit that Juicy for me one time.
I'm with you. I agree with you, Cass.
I think outside New York, people hear it and they go, that's Biggie, it's Juicy, I love this song. I don't think it has the same connotation sonically of the stuff that we're talking about. I think it's so big everywhere. It's just too much for it.
Let's go to Lester. Lester. We knew somebody was going to call with this one. Lester, what do you say? Outside of New York, around the world, when somebody's like, yo, play that New York hip-hop, what are they saying?
Empire State of Mind.
Empire State of Mind? Yeah.
I lived in Japan for a long time, and while I was out there, whenever I heard that song, I thought about New York immediately, and everyone else around me looked at me like, yo, New York, bro, New York. So
yo, bless your heart, Lester. Bless your heart,
Damn, you hit him with a bless your heart? Damn.
Thank you.
But that was his experience. Thank you, Lester. That was his experience in Japan. Turn this up, man. Japan.
Down in Tribeca, right next to the narrow, but I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra, and since I made it here.
By the way, this is New York City anthem.
I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos.
They play this right next to Sinatra now.
Yeah. I mean, it's great.
For pop, it is, yeah.
It reminds me of the time I was on a ferry, you know what I'm saying? Like going under the bridge on the East River. And they was playing this, and I was taking tourist friends around. It was like, oh, yeah.
Yo, man, why y'all hating, man?
It felt good at that moment. It was nice.
What's wrong with y'all, man? Just because something's popular, y'all want to hate on it.
Sipping Mai Tais.
It was perfect.
With Tata. Mai Tai.
This is definitely the song every tourist plays in their head when they come to New York, or when everybody thinks of New York. So I can see his point.
Rosenberg hates it.
It gets worse here. I think this is the verse where I really hate it.
I know what you're talking about.
Wait. Let it ring. You gotta let Hov get his thing off. Happy birthday, Hov.
Catch me at the X with OG at a Yankee game. That made the Yankee hat more famous than a Yankee.
Yeah.
Blue, but I ain't a crypto. But I got a gang of walking with my click though. Welcome to the melting pot. Corners where we selling Africa been by the home of the hip hop. Yellow cap, gypsy cap, dollar cap, holla back. For foreigners, it ain't fair. They act like they forgot how to act. 8 million stories out there in the naked city. It's a pity half of y'all won't make it. Me, I got a plug special ed, I got it made. If Jesus paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. 3 dice CeeLo, 3 card Marley. Labor Day.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yo, somebody in their car loves that song right now, man.
Evidence suggests many people do, and Hov
That's
did
what I'm saying.
He did it the right way to make it become an international smash hit. But in this here conversation we're having,
right?
This is not it.
Cause you know I be blue.
But there's not a right answer. But there's not, yo. But there's not a right answer, man. There isn't a right answer here. I just wanted to have the convo so we could play some of these heat rocks, man. That was it. Now let's go to Sky. Let's go to Sky. Sky, what's your record? What's the record that you think
what's up,
outside of New York? Good morning, man. What's the record do y'all think outside of New York people think about when they think of that quintessential New York record?
When I grew up as a teenager in the 90s, and anytime we heard Who Shot You from Biggie, you know what I mean? That was like West Coast thing, so it was always like Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Same thing with Hit 'Em Up in Cali and all that, but but Blueprint was up there too. But I think Who Shot You, that one trumps, you know what I mean?
He makes a good argument.
Who Shot You was fire.
It's a culture joint.
Yeah, man.
Got a good one with this.
Super cultural. Now it doesn't hold water to Cast One's metric of everyone knowing all the lyrics. Do y'all think? Like you can't play this at a bar mitzvah.
Oh yeah. Nah.
You cannot. It depends on the bar mitzvah, I guess, but
you're not playing this at the wedding reception.
I mean,
depending on who.
Now I'm gonna tell you why it's a contender, Rosenberg, and only one thing is because the beef between Pac and Big was so international, and this particular song, when it dropped, etc., etc. But because you're right, it is very cultural. Not everybody knows the nuances of when the song came out, and etc., etc. It wasn't as popular. It doesn't play in as many places as some other records. So I do think it's a part of the combo just because of the beef.
Right.
It's a classic. It's just you're not nearly as likely to hear this as at an out of town party. When they're like, "Yo, let's play the New York stuff." You're not nearly as likely to hear this.
Let's go to Corey. Corey's got a good one.
Yep.
Corey, for out of towners, when you're traveling around the world and you're talking about that New York hip hop, what are people saying?
Bro, I'm telling you, I was there, man. I was out of town when this record would hit hard. All about the Benjamins, man. I was on my college internship.
Now that's something. Now that is a good call.
And Europe, everybody. I was there. I seen it.
That's a good call.
I'm passionate about this.
Corey knows.
At Disney World.
Woo, when that beat drop right there, you ain't gotta hear nothing.
Yeah.
That just that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all new callers.
Okay.
Mike's not on?
Nope.
Oh, man. Mike had the one to bring this home. Mike was saying it was shook ones like Rosenberg. Mike
That
agreed
is the
with
one.
Rosenberg.
Because Mike knows.
Shook one is.
Shawnee, you say shook ones too?
I say shook ones too.
More than the
killers and
Benjamin.
the $100 billers.
I was agreeing.
When did
I
the
was trying
killers
to
get
agree
a
with
shout
you
out?
guys until I heard the Benjamin. Sorry, guys.
I can't believe you guys dismissed my New York state of mind. Like nothing.
Nah, New York State of Mind, Nas, Queens all day.
It's an album cut, though.
So?
But like Styles said, if you was in the belly,
Be the infamous you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. We wore bad. We got enough shots to share. Who want to profile and pose? Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. Like they supposed to. I can see it inside your face. You get their whole body laced up. And you will get touched.
Put your whole army against my team. I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots
to make you levitate.
19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really.
Hey, yo, son, spark to Philly.
Get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go
figure.
Back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God.
In a tight situation now.
you wasn't hearing nothing like this. Might be about you, Sunday shook.
Now,
Punch you in your face,
this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the slang in this song is so New York that it makes it the quintessential New York record. Like the term Benjamins and like, you know, shot calling, big ballin', all of those terms that are in the Benjamin song was slang that was used in California. That's California slang. Shook, being shook, is a New York slang, which makes, I believe, this song even more of a quintessential New York record.
Well, and the song was so impactful that they have slang they use in the song, which then became permanent slang for people.
Right. Right.
Plus Prodigy's voice, plus everything, man.
And the song, here's the other, I think, real thing about Shook Ones that I don't know if it's talked about enough. The song wasn't made to, like, party to.
Facts.
Like, people don't party to records this aggressive.
Nah.
This is records you work out to and drive to and smoke with your friends to. And
This was
you know what I'm saying?
Killers and the $100 billers. That's
Yo,
who
this
it was
is
made
on the
for.
block. But when this record plays now, Shani,
Now it's all commercially
It's-
happy and
Yo,
you know what I'm
people
saying?
be
We wanna
like,
dance to it. But that's not why he made it. He set it off for the Killers and $100
yo, but that's
billers.
what makes it. That's what
You know
makes
I'm
it so
saying?
important.
To ride to this, and I'm gonna give you some theme music while you do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
But that's how good a song it was, is that it became a popular hit anyway. That's just how good it was.
Getting closer
Wow.
to God in a tight situation. Yo, come on, R.I.P. Prodigy, man. Like,
Yo, go check
Shawnee's
out
really got a lot of love for.
I
Shawnee's
really
really.
do, Rick.
Shawnee's got a lot of love for the Killers on this song. He's like, this is
Yo,
it's like emotional for you.
Because when I first heard that, it blew my mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Killers getting a shout out right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he set off the song with just shouting out the Killers. Shout out all the Killers out here.
Wait, and this is a good thing. This is a good
Right.
thing.
That's I don't know if that's helping anything.
No, I'm just saying it was like, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was that real. It was
Like,
that
wow,
real.
he really thought about the criminals, man.
Right out the gate.
Yo, man, that's so thoughtful, man. He thought about the murderers.
Before I
man.
get started, I just want to shout out all the Killers.